Hey everybody, welcome to a start of a new project here for me. This is going to be for the Shotgun Dave's Fast Lap Challenge that he's having, 132 scale, open to whatever we can come up with. So I'm putting together, it's an Austin Healey 100, I think it was a Champion brand model. It's a model I've had since I was, I think, a teenager. A friend of my dad's gave me a bunch of already built models that hadn't been painted. At some point I threw some paint on it and a roll bar. Didn't quite finish it because I had to touch this back end up the other day, and it just sat on plastic wheels, and I always thought it'd be fun to do something cool with it. This challenge came up and I said, ooh, that's exactly the car I'm going to use. Okay, so the paint job's 35 years old, maybe more. I'm just going to leave it. Hand done numbers. It's perfect. Very short wheelbase. This is a start. And I already soldered in the rear axle tube. And these are the new setup wheels from Slot Car Corner. They're really convenient. They hold the axle the exact height with the bracket touching the bottom. So that means your front axle, if you want it to be, is the exact same height as the back. In my case, the tires are going to be a different size, so it'll give it a little different slant to it, but you could adjust that if you wanted to. But they're really very handy instead of using shims and pieces of washer or whatever. So, but anyway, this thing's going to be cool. I'm putting mystery power in it, and it's going to have a little, sorry about that, little driver. He'll probably be cut up to nothing because once I get an engine in there, there ain't gonna be much room for him, but he'll be there. So anyway, let me just get started. So I got 2 pieces of piano wire. I already soldered the back, and the front is actually a stack of 2 square tubes. And well, it's cold here, so my furnace just came on. I am going to solder the front uprights first. They're just bent at a 90-degree angle, and if you can bear with the noise, I forgot to turn it down. I'm going to turn on my fan here. I have this in here to sort of wedge it, but I don't know, everything's square and it seems crooked, but if you measure, double check things with these pin things, you can get everything as square as it needs to be. I mean, if you're not getting it square, you're doing something wrong. Anyway, we'll start with a little, I say a little, but I always put on too much. A little flux action. This is the Stay Clean liquid flux. It's really, I've tried one other brand and it just didn't work as well. It worked, but didn't work as well. So let's see if I can get this to heat up and solder nicely. Let's see. Still on. Solder's there. Just want to make sure your soldering iron touches both bits of metal that you're trying to solder at the time you're doing it. I'm sure by now most of you know what you're doing, but there's always somebody out here who's new. So I'd like to give you as many tips as we can. I say we like there's more than one of me standing here. But that's got it, but I'm going to give it a little more, just the same from the other side. I'm using a wooden, actually a bamboo skewer, because it doesn't draw any heat away. And it allows me to push and prod and hold things in place. The ends get burnt after a while. You can either cut it off or throw it out and get a new one. Chopsticks work too, just a little smaller. Now I got these pieces of ruler shoved in here to hold everything in place. But now that I got that in, it should stay. So let me get that out of the way. Actually, I think I'll take this one out and slide it forward. It's not going to fit because I got a piece of brass under there. Where's that? A bit of solder. And again, so you put your off to the side. I should show it to you. I got this can tip cleaner. It came with the thing. It's got flux in the bottom and the brass cleaning sponge. It works really well. Came with my soldering iron, but you can buy them. I think it works better than the sponge. So hold that in place. Give it a good minute here to heat up. And hard to see, but I think it got all the way back. Oh, that's pretty good. Happy with that. I'll turn it around. My workspace is a little cramped. If you could get a nicer area without stuff in your way, makes life easier. Somebody asked me a while back if I was using too much solder because it was all over the place. Well, I don't use too much solder, I probably use too much flux. Wherever you get the flux, the solder will go. And I guess if you were really good, you could put the solder just in the exact spots you need it, but with that tip, it just kind of flows out. There we go. Well, that's the start of my short little, let's see, these pins are in the way. There's a piece of plastic across here, but I think I might have to cut it out once I get the motor in there, and it's going to hit the shaft. There we go. It's going to be fun. I'm going to give Dave a run for his money. Chaparral. Ha! Austin Healey. Why not? Alright, well, I hope the rest of you are building something cool. If not, start one and have fun with it. See you on the next installment.